Hi, if anyone remembers, we were at this site a couple of weeks ago doing some moles. We're back again carrying out the treatment. From the last couple of videos that we did, we were asked certain questions with regards to moles. So I thought, well, while we're here and while I'm doing the mole hills, I'll answer them questions. So let me just point that down at a mole hill, so you'll have to excuse me a second, but there you go. I think we're about right there. So, moles. So in this field, there's about 150 plus mole hills. So if we said on average, say there was 1 mole per 10, then we're looking at about 15 moles living in this area. Now, last week we put down 10 traps and we managed to catch 3. So let's say there's 12 moles left in couples. That's 6 couples. Now, the breeding season for moles is between February and May, and they'll have anywhere between 2 and 4. So if we work on, say, 2 with 6 couples, that means there's going to be 12 more moles. So as you can see, over the years they will multiply. Within 5 years, you've gone from having a pain with your mole hills to having an infestation like this field currently has. So there's 2 ways of dealing with moles. There's the kill them way, which there's no other way of putting around it by using traps, or there's the non-lethal way of using sonar spikes. Now, a sonar spike is yay big, all the way down plastic, and on the top it's got a little sensor, and inside there you'll stick a battery, or you may have some of them solar panels like you've got on your old solar lights that you put out in your garden in the summertime, which are really great. You light up your garden, but as everybody knows, when it gets through to the winter, they fail and stop working. So to make sure that the moles don't come back with these solar spikes, you have to have them working 24/7, which means changing the batteries, etc, etc. Now, unfortunately, I've never seen enough scientific study that these actual spikes work. In England, the pest control industry is worth, I think on last count, it was just over 4 billion. So that's a lot of money. So people want to get their share of the pot. Now, the way they do it is they actually work on your fears. So, you know, you might have scratching inside the walls, you might think you might have rats, so I need to get rat bait and I need to get poisons. You might hear or see something in your garden, so oh god, I need to get that. So they work on your fears. But unfortunately, half the time these gimmicks that they sell are exactly that, gimmicks. They don't work. Now, when it comes to moles, we try and be as humane as possible. Even though we're going to be killing them, we're going to do it as humanely as possible. So this is a mole tunnel trap. So you arm the spring like so, you bend that over, you click that around there, and you've got a very powerful spring which is attached to this, and the trigger for it is that middle one there. So what happens is, the mole is running along the tunnel, he runs through the trap, hits that, and bam. And as you can see, you know, it's a powerful spring, so it means it's an instant kill. I know it's not, you know, the best solution in the world, but it's the most humane way of dealing with the moles, especially in a field like this. Now, this field is used for training horses in, and as you can see, they can't use it because of the mole hills. So they're scared in case, obviously, a horse damages itself, or if there's a rider on the horse, the rider's thrown off and obviously he hurts or she hurts themselves. So there's a reason why we're actually doing it. Now, moles are regarded as an agricultural pest in most countries. I think the only country in Europe that doesn't see them as a pest is Germany. You've got to have a special license in Germany to actually deal with moles, and I never knew that until a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's interesting how the laws with regards to pest control in different countries throughout Europe vary. So what we're going to do is we just remove the top of the hill. Now we're going to just prod around to see if we can find out where there's some loose soil. Oh, there we go. So it feels like the soil is all hard around here, so the chances are the entrance isn't there. But then as you go around, you'll feel it getting loose. So I think we're about in the right place. So let's just put the trowel in here and see what we've got. Right, so I rip up that and see where we are, and instantly right there I can feel a tunnel entrance. So a tunnel normally has an entrance and an exit from the right. So there we go, there's the exit. So the exit's going that way and the entrance is going that way. So I need to arrange the trap to go in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out a bit of the soil in that area, so I can insert the trap. Now I don't want to be cutting out too much soil, obviously I'll be causing extra damage, which I don't want to be doing. And the bigger the hole, the less effective the trap is, believe it or not, because you're going to be packing it up with loose soil, which may jam up the mechanism, and if it jams up the mechanism, it's not going to work, and Mr. Moley is going to go running backwards and forwards, in and out with ease, and it's going to have no effect whatsoever. So let me just take a little bit more from that side there. Here we go, and there it is. There we go. So if I put the trowel in, as you can see, the hole goes that way and it goes that way as well. So yeah, nice big hole that actually. So let's see if the trap will fit in there yet. Here we go. Nice tight fit, that's exactly what we're looking for. And we don't want it too tight where the trap won't work. And then what we're going to do is on this side we're just going to put in some soil, and that's more to block out the light than anything else. And then we're going to loosely pack in the actual trap itself. There we go. And what we want to do is just make sure that there's no daylight coming through, otherwise the mole will become a little bit suspicious. So once we know we've got it in, I know that the trap's going that way. I normally use these spikes that are just being put apart, so I put that above so I know exactly where the trap is when I come along to check and remove it.